The New York State Senate proposes what they call one of the most comprehensive bills to curb a problem hitting hard here at home. Good evening, everyone. I'm Jennifer Sheehan. Renata Steele is off tonight.
And I'm Ben Wilcox. Thanks for joining us on WENY News at 5:30. For the past couple of months, the New York State Senate Task Force on Opioid and Heroin Addiction has hosted about 20 public forums across the state.
That's right. They were looking to the community for what's causing the growing heroin crisis and what resources are lacking. Today, they made some suggestions. WENY's Tanja Rekhi joins us with more.
Guys, after hearing from former addicts, law enforcement, counselors, and families who have lost loved ones to addictions, the Senate has proposed 25 pieces of legislation covering education and prevention, treatment, and stricter criminal penalties.
For weeks and weeks, New York State senators listened to people from Albany to Elmira who have seen the impact of heroin and opioids firsthand.
I kept using because there was no way out of it.
My family didn't want me around anymore. They didn't want, I stole from them. And
some overcame addictions, others lost loved ones. Over 200 panelists spoke out about issues with combating the drug.
We weren't able to get help locally.
A common theme. New proposals from the Senate's Task Force on Heroin and Opioid Addiction would expand access to addiction services, including detoxification and transitional services for people in recovery, and working with insurance companies for determining coverage.
It's streamlining the processes for insurance companies to allow authorization for individuals to get into treatment, and certainly trying to avoid anybody getting in the addiction and trying these drugs in the first place.
Lawmakers say there's power in education as well. They're initiating awareness and education programs through the Department of Health and the Office of Alcoholism and Substance Abuse Services. And on the law enforcement side, they're calling for stricter crime penalties for drug dealers.
For those that deal these drugs, including a homicide statute for an individual that sells drugs to somebody that ultimately overdoses and dies. An A1 felony in result. I think that will put a lot of heat on the drug dealers in that regard.
And the task force is confident this legislative package will pass the Senate within the next few weeks. They urge the Assembly to pass it as well and say if it isn't passed, they'll ask Governor Cuomo to have a special summer session to approve the bills. Tanja Rekhi, WENY News.